So hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, you are going to build a complete credit risk pipeline in SAS, a small project to understand all the concepts which we have discussed at the moment. So we'll take some raw customer loan data, clean it, calculate key risk metrics, aggregate the insight, and then finally generate a small report. In this video, the exact kind of flow is the focus, not the length of the code. Okay, the workflow used in real banking and analytics project. So let's get started, and make sure if you're very first time on the channel, so you subscribe to my channel and you watch all the other video in this playlist. Otherwise this would be a bit difficult for you to understand. So first of all, let's create a data set. So this creates a raw data set with some inconsistencies. You can see the missing values here. Okay, all of you can see that. Now what I'm doing, a raw loan which have the loan data like customer ID, income of those customer, then loan amount of the customer, then age of the customer, then default flag. So default flag 0 means the customer has not defaulted. Default flag 1 means the customer has defaulted. So you can see the segregation of all the variables. So the last value 0, this 1, again 0, this 1, this 0, this 1, this is your default flag of the customer. That's how you have the real data also in the banks. So there is always a default flag associated with it. Now, how we do the data cleaning? So to understand the data cleaning, there are some basic steps. So in the cleaning part, if you see, so I'm setting the raw loan into clean loan. I'm creating new clean data set where I'm setting everything clean. So what I'm doing, I can see in this small data that we do have some missing value here in the income. Then you have missing value in loan amount. Then you have missing value in the second last, that is your age. You can see here, this dot. So what I'm doing here, if income dot, then delete that row. If loan dot, delete that row. Similarly, age is missing, so delete that row. It remove the record with the missing critical values because these are the most important core variable which are used in the real world. So I'm removing all those unnecessary variable and then create a new variable DTI, which is loan amount divided by your income. Okay, so let's run this to clean the workflow. So we have got an error. What is the error? That work.raw loans does not exist. What does that mean? We have not executed the whole code, the top code. So now let me click anywhere and I select run. So the whole code will run here. Now you see this is the table which is created by that particular missing value and everything. After the cleaning, this is your data. Now this data will go forward. What this is doing, like removing all the missing value and creating a DTI variable. What is DTI? Debt to income ratio, like how much the debt those people have taken against their income. Now in the real world scenario, we in the banks create segments. So we create the risk segment for that. So let me put that comment, risk segments. Make sure you download this code from the description box. It will be there in the GitHub repository. So in the risk segment, what I'm doing, clean loans I'm setting in the risk flag. If debt to income ratio is greater than 4, then high risky customer. If DTI is greater than 2, but it would be less than 4. Okay, so then medium, and if risk is low for all the other one, and then simply print this. You can see now this risk flag has been added here. Now one thing you can notice, that the length are not coming correctly. Okay, so one reason is this risk variable is not fully visible there, like it's only picking MEDI. Why so? Because the first value in this risk is high. So high is setting. So how should I explain it in a simple way? Let me put it this way. So basically this risk variable has the first value as high. So when high will go in the back end in the input buffer, so it will set the length as 4. So only till 4 value the medium would be coming. Okay, so you can see that if I change, let's say this value, instead of high, if I put medium here and I put high here, now the maximum length the risk variable can take is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's run this. These are the small nitty gritty things about SAS, guys. Okay, you can see high is coming, right? If I print like this, so all of them should be now high one, because you can see the DTI value for all of them was what. So if I print the clean loan, this has the DTI value. Okay, so greater than 4 only will come as a medium now as per the condition. Anything below that would be high 1. So now let's run this to clear all the doubts. Everything is high 1 now. It's very easy. Okay, so you remember, either you define the length, specify the length. That is also one way you can do that. Now let's aggregate that. Aggregate the data. And let's again change it to make it understandable. This is your high and this is the medium. So to medium we can write like this, MED. Now this will be fine. Now after this risk segmentation, I would go for aggregation of the portfolio using the proc summary, which we explained. So proc summary is again very powerful proc. If you have not read it, you should go and read it, or either watch my video. Okay, so total loans per risk bucket, and then we'll check the default rate calculation. So that's why using the class for the risk segment, and all the risk will be there, and the variable are loan amount and default flag. Output will be in this data set, and then I'm checking the sum of the loan as total loan, and then the median of the default flag as a default rate. Obviously we'll see the mean, right? So on the basis of that only the default rate is calculated. So now let's run this. So only one row is your output. That's how proc summary basically functions. Now you can see for this particular row, you have total loan. How much is the loan? This. If you take the sum of the all amount of the loan, basically you will come as this. You can see that this sum will come. Okay. And the default rate is 0.33%. 0.33% means like 33% of the customer can default. So it's a big number here. Okay, now I can check that on customer level. I want to see the aggregation. So how I can do that? This was on the basis of risk profile. So for checking on the customer level, like customer aggregate level, this is the simple code I will write. Proc equals select customer ID, sum of loan amount as total exposure from risk flag. This particular variable, this particular data set which I just created. And you can see the output. Against all the customer, you can see what is the total exposure. What is the total exposure means like what is the total loss can happen across all those people who were able to default. So IDs 101, 104, 105. You can see on the top 101, 104, 105. So these are the customers. So now for the reporting perspective, sometime your manager will ask to report you all this. So how you'll do that? Reporting is generally very subjective, so it cannot be a fixed standard. Okay, so what we are doing here, we are sorting the whole portfolio descending on the basis of loan amount. So you'll have the highest one on the top, then proc print data portfolio, and then label the data with total loan as total loan amount, default rate as default rate, just to like beautification. This is just a beautification. There is no need to change much here. So proc print is the ultimate procedure used to print all the data. Simple. Now key insights for all this small pipeline which we created. So from this report, we can see high risk customer have higher loan exposure, default rate increase the risk level, and the kind of analysis helps bank in decision making. So I hope this is pretty much easy for all of those who has been following this playlist for all the videos. Okay, so to recap, we build a small pipeline for the credit risk portfolio. Like we clean the data, then we feature engineering, that means like DTI calculation, then we risk segmented it, then we aggregated, then we reported it. Okay, so this is exactly how the real world credit risk model starts. Very small one, not a very big one. Okay, so if you found this project video helpful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next playlist, because this playlist ends here. And I hope, because the objective was to make this playlist for those people who knows bit of SAS. So this playlist is not for those people who are like totally new to SAS. So this can be too much for them. On that note, I will say all the best to all of you, and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much, guys.